the next century, Asia will be as important to the well-being of the United States as Europe was in the 20th century, the century before. That's the new century. That's where for Americans, it's critical that they know something about Asia. Our strength is two. One is that we're bringing in the stuff and putting it out that's direct from Asia without any real interruption or cutting or editing. And the second, I think, which is, at least, and that's a fairly mechanical, because we have to wait for them to give it to us before we can, do anything with it. But the more creative thing, I think, is the people, those contributors around the region who are doing the social media for us, and the social media is probably much more opinionated. When I'm thinking about what kind of stories we're going to run from our Asian partners, our broadcast partners on LinkAsia, I think about several things. The first of all, I think about what is the biggest story in Korea, South Korea, or the biggest story in Japan, or the biggest story in China that day. And I'm particularly looking for stories that all of them cover, so that they're all feel that this story is important, so the viewers in all these countries are seeing it. The second thing is, will the story resonate with Americans? Will they be able to understand very quickly what this story is about and why it's important or why it's entertaining or why it's interesting without us having to give minutes of background? Because I've been in the business for a long time and I've covered Asia for many years. Does what my background, my general knowledge about Asia and sort of my news person's gut tell me that this is a good story, that this is something that, it may not be making the New York Times, it may not be on the evening news, but it will be soon. Nothing gives me greater pleasure than picking a story out on Monday that makes it big in mainstream American media on Friday. If I do that, it makes my week. What is Link TV? What kind of stories are Link viewers interested in? We're independent media. We think that our audience is very interested in topics like poverty alleviation. They're very interested in the environment. They're very interested in human rights. They're very interested in helping people, if you like. Stories that refer or are about those kind of issues are also things that I'm looking for. So there are basically 6 things that I'm looking for.